no salgo a la calle, pues tengo miedo que me hallen y me puedan deportar.
When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're not sending you. They're sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people. Those infamous words came from the one and only Donald Trump in 2015. I don't think he took his propagia that day, but anyway, he meant to say, when Mexico or any other country sends their people, they're sending their best. They're sending us hard-working parents who are willing to take the most dangerous jobs in America. Jobs American citizens don't want to take. They're bringing us young students who want to become the first in their family to go to college and make a change. They're bringing culture and, most importantly, hope. They're human beings, and the majority of them, I know, are good people. Ever since Trump became what his supporters so-called president, undocumented immigrants have experienced so many struggles, emotionally and physically. His ignorant words and stereotypical speeches provoke his supporters to forget that they're just like them, human beings with a beating heart. Undocumented immigrants are the most vulnerable right now and should receive the rights and support they deserve. Donald Trump claims they are the reason why some American citizens don't have a job, a motivating factor for the wall he still hasn't built. But Trump, what exactly are those jobs? The fruits and vegetables you eat aren't grown and picked by white hands. The ladies who clean your hotel are what you call animals on television. Approximately 11 million undocumented immigrants live in the U.S. with no legal authorization to work. Yet an estimated 8 million do. And the jobs they take are the ones no person with papers would. Right now, many undocumented workers risk homelessness due to the coronavirus. They work at jobs that often do not offer paid sick leave, nor the luxury of being able to self-quarantine. They're facing financial problems due to COVID-19, but most importantly, they're putting their health at risk. Many are afraid to seek the care they need. They believe seeking treatment makes them vulnerable to deportation. But even before this coronavirus pandemic, many of them avoided going to clinics or hospitals, even the services that were available to them. The fear of deportation is so powerful and daunting that it prevents them from staying healthy. Let's learn more about this fear. The fear of deportation is something every undocumented immigrant comes to face with. It is what keeps them up at night, prevents them from going to hospitals, and sometimes makes them take their own life. Living under the threat of deportation has dangerous mental health effects on undocumented immigrants and their families. Children and teenagers who are undocumented can be especially vulnerable to these mental health challenges. In 2011, Joaquin Luna Jr. committed suicide. His family told reporters he had killed himself because of despair he felt over his immigration status. He dreamed of becoming the first in his family to go to college, and from there, become an engineer. Then there was Yaneli Hernandez, a DREAM Act-eligible 22-year-old in reading, who was taking antidepressants and had attempted suicide twice before she was deported by immigration officials in 2011. Joaquin and Yaneli's incident happened in 2011, but now there are more undocumented immigrants with depression, and sadly, many have taken their lives. The reason for this is again the one and only Donald Trump. Yes, I am blaming him, his supporters, and his administration for their deaths. Now, more than ever, we have to support and fight for their rights. As an advocate for undocumented immigrant rights, I want to inform you guys of ways you can support this community. Before I start listing ways you can help them, I need you guys to understand not everyone feels comfortable enough to share their status. And now you're wondering, well then how do I help an individual? Let me answer that right now. You can help a community as well. 1. If you're a student, you can ask your teachers and counselors how they're helping their undocumented students. If you see that your school isn't doing much for them, you can contact AB 540 Project at UCLA. 2. Share what you have just learned to spread awareness. 3. Become an advocate. Undocumented immigrants are more likely to open up to you if they see that you care about their rights. 4. Join protest. 5. If you are protesting for undocumented rights, be aware that some might be protesting too. So put yourself first in line in case the police come. And 6. Avoid calling them aliens. It's an offensive term that the government has to stop using. Now, if you know someone who's undocumented, you should make sure you validate their feelings. Understand that just because they share their status does not mean you have the right to share it with others. If they're a high school student, let them know they're not alone filling in their Dream Act application. And give them a hug and support. Right now, during these moments, they need all the support they can get. Thank you.
¿Qué me sirve el dinero si estoy como prisionero dentro de esta gran nación? Cuando me acuerdo hasta lloro, que aunque la jaula sea de oro, no deja de ser prisión.